Let the Spirit of the Lord just let it rise among us. Let the praises of our King rise among us. Let it rise. Let it rise. And let the glory of the Lord, let the glory of the Lord just let it rise. Come on and let the glory of the Lord just let it rise. Well, and let the praises of our King rise among us. Woo, woo. My name is Jeremy. I met Botham John in 2016 at the Dallas West Church of Christ. There, he and I served as worship leaders. Botham was a jack of all trades. He preached, he taught, he sang, he prayed, he swept, and on occasion he mopped. He was the epitome of what it meant to be a true servant of God. He loved people. Last year, I underwent surgery, and he was the very first person to call me. I had forgotten that I asked him to pray for me, but Botham remembered. Now, in order for you to understand and appreciate the significance of this loss, I have to take you back to the last day of his life, courtesy of Alyssa Finley, his sister. September 6, 2018, at approximately 5:29 p.m., Alyssa's phone rings in New York. Botham is on the other end of the line with a smile in his voice. Guess where I'm headed, sis? His joy is so contagious that Alyssa begins to chuckle. Where you headed? See, Dallas was getting ready to experience heavy rain that day, and most of the employees in his department were released early. With that explanation, Alyssa says, count your blessings. Botham and Alyssa were raised in the Church of Christ, and count your blessings was an old hymn that they had learned, and so they adopted that mantra. Maybe you've heard it. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. The rain was only one blessing for that day. The week prior, Botham had a wisdom tooth removed. And on that particular day, the dentist said, Botham, you're cleared to eat ice cream. Now, this might not seem like a big deal, but Botham had been on a strict soup diet for a week. And if you knew Botham loved to eat. He loved to eat. I know he loved to eat because he ate at my house. Yet another blessing. In fact, growing up, he loved ice cream so much that his Aunt Desmond would call him Milky Way. Botham proceeds to the store, buys ice cream, he's still talking to his sister, and says, hey, I'm excited about football starting tonight. She said, understandably so. He loved football. They also discussed his 27th birthday, a birthday he wouldn't see. He said he was only 23 days away from his birthday. As he approached his door, they said their goodbyes in their very special way. Bye-bye. Minutes later, Alyssa would think to herself, wait a minute, he didn't tell me that he loved me. I'll give him hell for that next time we talk. Sadly, that next time wouldn't come. September 7th, 12:29 a.m. Alyssa is awakened by a ringing at her phone. And on the other end is a caseworker from Baylor Hospital. Immediately, she's bombarded with questions. Do you know Botham John? What's your relationship with Botham John? Where does he live? Where does he work? What does he do? How do you know him? Naturally, she thinks, car accident. That's what any of us would think. You know, maybe something happened with his car. Maybe he got in a car accident. continues to ask these questions. And finally, Alyssa becomes frustrated. What happened to my brother? He was brought into the hospital with a gunshot wound in his chest. He was found in his apartment. The next phrase haunts Alyssa to this day. She hears it several times a day, every day. I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but your brother succumbed to his injuries due to a gunshot wound through the chest. And now Alyssa is tasked with the burden as to whether or not to tell her mother, who's sleeping in the other room, that her son has been killed. Does she wait for the next day to come and allow her mother one more night of rest? Or does she summon the strength, open the door, and crush her heart? What would you do? How do you tell a mother that her eldest son has been killed, no less in his own apartment? She summons that strength. She makes that long, burdensome walk to her mother's room and tells her the awful news. 26 years of hard work down the drain, gone. No more holidays, no more birthdays, no prospect at a wedding or grandchildren from both of them. It's gone. In an instant. Bertram and Allison John are both of John's parents, and they raised their son to be a leader. And so it comes as no surprise that at the age of 10, he surrenders his life to Christ. At the age of 11, he enters St. Mary College High School, where he establishes a choir that still sings to this day. He excels at Spanish, principles of business, principles of accounting, and upon graduation, he's awarded the Spirit of St. Mary's College. This means that he embodied the ethos of that school for 4 straight years. His classmates are the ones who awarded him. Upon graduation from St. Mary's College, he decides to go to Harding University, a university that's 90% white. Not that it mattered to Bolton, because he wasn't taught bigotry. While there, he participates in Sub T Social Club. He sings with the Good News Singers. He earns 2 bachelor's degrees. But he also becomes a philanthropist. You see, Bolton is the one who established the mission trips back to St. Lucia to help orphans, to help wayward children, to help the elderly. That's all Bolton's doing. Upon graduation from Harding University, he moves to Dallas, starts working for PwC. One Saturday in particular, he calls his sister Alyssa and sounds so distraught. He's so distressed, and so naturally says, "What's wrong?" "It's this Muslim ban. It's the Muslim ban. How can they do this? How can they stop people from coming into the country simply because of their faith?" Which is huge. Botham is a Christian, but he understands the importance of there being a difference amongst us. He embraces it. Alyssa warns him, says, don't get involved with that, bro. You're not even a citizen. Don't do anything. Botham says, "I must do something." And so he goes and purchases bottles of water, cases of water, makes his way to the airport and hands out water to the protesters. It's important to remember that he's not an American, and yet he's defending the American dream. It's huge. Shortly before his death, Botham attended my 30th birthday party. We were having a good time. Botham had maybe 3-4 plates by that time. The night's starting to wind down. Things are starting to slow down. He takes a look at me and he says, "Jeremy." I say, "Yeah, what's going on, man?" He says, I'm headed towards 30. Do you have any words of advice for me? What would you tell a man that's heading towards 30? and I'm dumbfounded. I'm humbled that he would ask, but I'm also dumbfounded because Botham was already doing so much. He was preaching, he was teaching, he had set up mission trips, he had done so much in 26 years. There was another guest there, a white neighbor of mine named Preston. And I didn't invite him. My mother invited him. I said, hey, we got food, more the merrier. Come on in. Everyone's laughing and joking. Everyone goes home. I saw Preston a week after Botham was killed. And I made small talk, neighborly talk. How's the weather? What's going on with you? How's work? And then I asked him, I said, how are you enjoying the NFL games? I don't like the kneeling, is what he said. Emboldened by Botham's recent passing, I explained, I'm fine with the kneeling. I support it wholeheartedly. He looks perplexed. I asked him, I said, do you remember the young man that sat across from you at my party? He said, well, yeah, of course. How could I forget? I said, he's dead. He turned white. I said, he was the young man in his apartment killed by the off-duty DPD officer. He retreated to his home. NBC asked me what Botham was like. Botham was kind to others. He loved unconditionally. He seized every day. He counted his blessings, big and small. He gave without expectation of anything in return. But most importantly, this is what I take such solace in. He loved God. Botham was a servant of God. He did all those things. That's what it means to be like Botham. Thank you.
Just for some, but for everyone. Oh, we don't need another mountain. There are mountains and hillsides enough to climb. There are oceans and rivers enough to cross, enough to last till the end.